Hello and welcome to our integrated project plan presentation. Our team members are Saju Thomas, Roshna Babu, and myself, Neha Joseph. The contents of the presentation are the project description, the project planning, and the project process. We have done the project based on the company named EY, also known as Ernst and Young Global Limited. It is a multinational professional service company and its headquarters is in London. Ernst and Young announced intentions to merge its global operations with Professional Service Network (KPMG) in October 1997, resulting in the world's biggest professional services business. In 2013, the firm company was renamed from Ernst and Young to EY and adopted the motto Building a Better Working World. The company has its offices in Europe, Middle East, India, Africa, and America. In 2019, EY was the seventh largest privately owned organization in US. The risk analysis team of EY Canada head office has identified certain issues, and the team is concerned about the productivity of the process and automotive repetitive process of the team. Hence, the project is initiated to improve the productivity of the team by saving the working hours of the employees. For the project completion, the IT team has approached a third party vendor to initiate and to make appropriate changes that would enhance the necessary actions to construct appended tool to save working hours. The main objective is to create an integrated tool for the actions like shared mailbox, global independent system, global financial information system, business project solution description. As a part of the project, the initial phase would be collecting the transaction information stored in the EY cloud storage, and it has to be cleansed and transformed using Python and has to be appended, and it is ETL1. Once it's done, the next step would be creating a tool database in order to store the generated data using tools. And after that, the ETL2 is transforming the merged data to the new database. And once all this process is done, the final process is to make an integrated tool. The project approach size and complexity. The company will be taking help from the third party vendor, and it will be a fully driven approach for effective time management plan and productive implementation. The initial stage of the project is getting the transactions and appending and storing the data in a new database. Then, once the automated tool is generated, the project approach size and complexity. The company will be taking help from the third party vendor, and it will be a fully driven approach for the effective time management plan and productive implementation. The initial stage of the project is getting the transaction and appending and storing the data in a new database, and then an automated tool will be generated. Once the automated tool is generated, then there would be a trial run by the vendors followed by a trial usage by the employees. Once the team has verified the performance of each applications, then the tool would be used effectively and the data would be stored in a new database. The project size, the duration of the month or the duration of the project is a 12 month, and the total resources would be 10, and the budget for the project is 1 million. And the project is seen in a high priority, and the risk seen for the project is medium, and the branches that would affect this project is in Canada and US. Project scope, easy access to the tool and processing, approximate saving of 1,200 hours of time annually, effective tool and productive single tool for collecting shared mailbox, global independent system, global financial information system, business relationship evaluation and tracking, DNB, and the request submission form. Assumptions and constraints. Assumptions. The IT security team will be giving the access to the project team to get the data information from the database, and also the budget planning includes the payment for the third party as well. And creation of the database storage by the team won't be a tough task as the team includes lead software developers. The project could be completed on time as the project members has great knowledge about the project. And also, all tools will have time tracking inbuilt analytic tools, and the employees doesn't has to go to different places in order to collect the transactions related to the tool, and also can save time. Some of the constraints are the transforming the data generated by different tools might take much time than expected, and the trial run of the tool implementation may affect the deadline. The purchase of the cloud storage will be expensive, and finally, the chances of the data theft by the third party vendor is also relevant. Thank you.
Thank you, Neha. Hi everyone, I'm Roshna Babu. I'm here to talk about the project planning session of this presentation. First, we are discussing about the project stakeholders. Actually, the stakeholders of this project is divided into two: internal stakeholders and the external stakeholders. The internal stakeholders are the direct employees or members of the company, and external stakeholders are not the direct members, they are the external supporting team of this project. The internal stakeholders include the project sponsor, the one who sponsors the project or the one who provides fund for the working of the project. Then the EY primary contact point of contact and the EY secondary point of contact. The EY primary point of contact team is the team in which we contact primarily for everything during the work of the project. Then only we contact the secondary team. The internal stakeholders also include the employees, especially the risk management team. The external stakeholder consist of the vendor project team. They are the external team which support EY to accomplish the desired project. So moving forward with the project team, it consists of the project manager, then robotics process automation manager, then the RPA lead consultant, the lead software developer, the senior associate software developer, QA team, associate software developer, and the BA analyst. So next we are discussing about the project milestone. It gives an idea about the timeline of the project. The project is planned to be finished within 10 months, and we divided the entire project into 8 steps. Each step will be finished in a specific time period. The maximum days took for any step is 60 days, and there are even steps that finish within 10 days. As we all know, the first step of the project is the project plan. The estimated time period for to complete the project plan is 60 days. Next is the project requirement stage, and we have given 30 days to complete this stage. Next is to design the project, and it takes almost 60 days to complete. Next is the approval stage, like we have to get the approval from the team, so we have given 20 days to get the approval. Next is to set up the environment for the project, and the estimated time period for that is 30 days. Next step is the testing stage, like we have to test the project or the software which we have made, so we have given 60 days to test the project. Next stage is the implementation stage, and the estimated time period to implement the project is 30 days. The last and final stage is the project closing and go live. That means we are going live with the project, and the estimated time for that is 10 days. All these stages are explained clearly in the next page along with the work breakdown structure. So next is the work breakdown structure. It gives a complete idea of the project timeline which we have discussed just before. And as I already said, the project milestone is divided into 8 stages. The first one is project plan. It consists of 3 sub-stages. That means the first one is baseline management plan. The resource person or the responsible person to do this plan is the project manager, and the estimated time to complete this plan is 30 days. The next substage of project plan is risk management plan, and it was done by the RPA manager, and it is given 15 days to complete. The next substage is budget planning, and it was done by the project manager only, and it also takes almost 15 days to complete. The next stage of project is the project requirement, that means the procurement planning, and it was also done by the RPA lead consultant. And the maximum time period which we have given to complete this is 30 days. The next stage of project is the design, and it also divided into 3 sections. And the first one is the project solution design. It was done by the lead software developer, and it will take almost 15 days to complete. The next substage is structure and criteria development, and it was also done by the lead software developer, and the maximum time period given for that is 15 days. Next substage is the documentation of design. We have to document the design which we have made, and it was done by the senior associate software developer, and the maximum time period we are given for that is 30 days. The next stage of project is the approval stage. We have to get the approval from the team and also the approval from the QA. And the approval from the core team should be given from the project manager. And we have given almost 10 days to get the approval from him. And the next is to get the approval from the QA team. And the maximum time period to get the approval from him, QA team, is 10 days. Next stage is the setting up of environment. It also consists of two stages. The first one is the separating users for test environment, and the resource person for that is senior software associate developer. The maximum time period is 15 days. The next is the setup and configure the connection environment. It was done by the lead software developer, and the maximum time period is 15 days. The next stage is test. It consists of five substages like test, plan and analyze, test design, test implementation and execution. All these stages are done by responsible by the QA team, and the next substage of this is defect reporting and tracking. It was done by the BA analyst, and the maximum time period for that is 10 days. And next last stage of testing is the test closure, and it was done by the QA team only. The next stage of project is implementation of the project. That means the execution of the Prism platform. It was done by the RPA manager. The maximum time period is 30 days. The last stage is the project closure. That means we have to submit a report and we have to go live with the project. And this was done by the senior associate or the software developer. And the time period is 10 days. So after calculating all the days, the total effort or total days which we take is 300 days. That means the project duration we have estimated is 10 months. So that's all about me. The remaining section will be handled by Saju.
Thank you, Roshna. We will move forward with the risk register, which is sometimes we refer as the risk log, which is a project management tool that helps managers and companies document risk, track risk, and address them through preventive controls and corrective actions. A risk register is typically created at the start of the project and is regularly referred and updated throughout the life of the project through deliberate risk monitoring and control. The main purpose of the risk register is to serve as a database for special risk, specific risk. These risks might be safety risk, commercial risk, financial risk, environmental risk, and more. And each risk is having different types of registers. So here we have five risk identified for the project. One is process flow hindrance. Other one is time allocation, where the team members are productive and they are properly utilized and the time is charged responsibly. And the third one is the network check, whether the network is not without is better or it's not in a fluctuating and without any database glitches or any network issue. And the fourth risk is one platform check, that is our motto of our project. And the third one, and the fifth one is a technical skill gap. So once a platform is implemented, the employees is ready with the skills to use the tool which has been implemented. And the risk register is having the risk ID, risk name, risk description, risk owner, likelihood, impact, the risk strategy, and the appropriate risk response, whether after mitigating the risk. So, what is project monitoring and control? So, we'll talk about in a stepwise method. The first step is to take action to control the project. The second step is to measure the performance, whether the uh, project is properly going according to the plan. And the third one is to determine the variance and if they warrant a change request. So, if they want a change request, what we'll have to check the influence of factors that causes a change. So once they are identified, we'll have to request the changes. We'll have to perform the integrated change control. Then we need to approve or reject changes. And the other step, and the next step is to inform the stakeholders if it is being approved. And then the next step is to manage the configuration once a change is approved. And the 10th step is to perform the quality control. And the 11th step is to report on the project performance. After that, we'll have to perform the risk audit and further manage reserves. So what is the budget for the project? So we have the budget, and we have updated the hourly rate for each of the resources that we are utilizing for the completion of the project. So here the project manager is having $62 per hour, and the highest is for the robotic process automation manager, that is $75. So we'll have to see the allocated resources and whether it's been in the budget. So what is issue management and what is its process? Its process is to aim at managing issues that can be a threat to the achievement of the objective of the project. So this process helps in dealing with the issues quickly and efficiently in order to keep the project on track. It runs throughout the project life cycle, that is from the initiation to the closure stage. So uh, once the issue is identified, it will be registered in the issue register and proper action needs to be assigned. So review and assess the action plan, then it will be review and approve the action plan. Once it is approved, then we'll implement the solution. And if the issue is resolved, then we'll prepare the report and the status report is uh, generated. So if it is not uh, solved, then we will be performing the root cause analysis. Like initially, once the issue is resolved, issue is recorded. We will be doing the root cause analysis after the assign for action. And once the root cause analysis is done, we will be proposing an action plan. Then actually we will be moving forward with the review and action plan. So what is a process of risk management? So risk management is an identification, evaluation, and prioritizing of a risk, followed by coordinating and economical application of resources to minimize, monitor, and control the probability of or impact of unfortunate events, or to maximize the realization of opportunities. So we have already identified the risk, and like once it is been identified from the risk register or RBS, that is risk breakdown structure, then we'll have to analyze using the quantitative and the qualitative analysis. Then we'll have to prioritize by probability impact metrics. Then the risk response is done by the risk strategy. Then we'll have to monitor using the project status report until the completion of the project. So, what is change management? Change management is a collective term for the approaches to prepare, support, and help individuals, teams, and organization in making organizational changes. So, if any change management is happen, like we'll have to follow the procedure, like as shown in the figure. So, that's from my end. Thank you.